Hello, and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the podcast where we try to record a Minute of the Apes podcast 10 or 15 times, and then we will break down every damn 30 minutes of the Planet of the Apes movie. I'm your host, Sean, and joining me as always is my co-host, Todd. What's up, Todd?
Not a lot, just trying to hush barking dogs in the background. We can't record. I can't get dogs to be quiet.
Oh, I had a plane flying over me just a second ago, so I know what's going on.
God, this
All right,
seriously, what's going to be next?
37. Oh, a fire in the house, I'm assuming. We're going to start minute 37 with Smiling Apes and end it with a shot at some medical tools. And as of minute 37, we've got at least 2 living humans, maybe 2 dead, a shrewdness of 8, and just a mess of living and dead humanoids. And joining us this week again is Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
And because we didn't do it last time, we're going to do it off the top. I mentioned your podcast. Jeff, tell people where they can find you.
Oh, that's very kind of you. You can find us on the following URL. It's theotherkindradio.com. Theotherkindradio.com.
Yeah, and I called it talk radio, which I knew it was the other kind, and I never thought about what is your forward-facing thing, so I apologize about that yesterday. The other kind radio.
No worries. Thanks for having me on again.
You are more than welcome, my friend. So you're right. This begins with, we're still in the fields. We still see the mug gorillas. We see the very pretty female that isn't dirty, and we kind of teased that last time. But I get why you want to make the hot girl hot, but could they not put one smudge on her cheek?
No.
I guess Ketchup Neck there wouldn't fall in love with her if she had a smudge on her face.
I just thought it was funny that apes taking pictures of themselves is what finally pushes Taylor over the edge, and that's what makes him pass out. Not apes riding, horses, not being these weird humans, not having all their clothes stolen or crashing on what they assume is a foreign planet. No, they take a picture, that's it, I'm done, I'm out.
He is kind of a wuss. Maybe he always had a thing about having his picture taken because, he doesn't like humanity. So he thought, I don't want to be preserved for all eternity in a picture, especially when it's a fucking ape taking the picture.
I have a question or observation. My first note is, what is the ape holding in his hand? He's holding like a gray black, looks like about the size of what would be maybe a small iPad. Is that?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. Normally I would think of like the lens cover that you take off when they're doing old-timey pictures, and you get behind the cloth and you look at everything. You take the lens off, you do the flash powder. I have no idea what that is.
It's a weird thing. I was trying to figure out, because I know they've got some technology. I just didn't know if that was something. And then my last note about that picture is it does spook the horse in the background.
Does it really?
Yes. As soon as the flash goes off, you see the horse like, whoa.
I can handle guns, but not a bright light. Yeah.
They're very timid horses, very timid.
Yes.
They didn't go through that show training, which was, the next level was photography.
Right, like somebody walked up and said, hey, should we start the flash training for the horses? No, Bob, idiot, we're skipping that. We're going straight to gunfire.
You dumbass. A camera's one thing, but a gun, it's got a flash and a big boom. They can handle it. So, I think all along the thing he's holding, and I don't have a TV up in front of me to look at it, but I always assumed that it was some sort of thing to trigger the flash, because the flash goes off, but, now you're saying it looks more like a pad.
No, that definitely could be it. It just was an interesting... Yeah, direction. It just goes back to direction. And I'll hold the thing above your head, and then the lights will go off, and it'll scare the horse. And action.
Was that an assistant director cueing that too?
I'm reading it right, exactly.
Did he cue it so somebody slapped the ass of the horse? So jumping ahead of that moment, just a few seconds at 36:12, and Jeff, we don't often get into the minutia of saying at this very point, but we see the first shot of a simian city. I bring this up because it's the first hardcore variation from the book. Pierre Boulle, who also wrote Bridge on the River Kwai, wrote this book, and I can't say the French pronunciation of it. But his version of it had apes living in a very modern society where they wore suits, they flew around in helicopters. The budget of the film restricted the idea of this, which, when you think about it, that's a little odd because you could just go to a city and shoot it there. But I think for other reasons...
They went straight bedrock with this.
Yeah, and I think they're...
bedrock from the Flintstones.
From what I understand, there are budgetary reasons because it was cheaper to build this on a lot, which, according to the Ape Wikipedia, this was Fox Ranch Lake, which was formed in 1901 by building a dam across Malibu Creek. So this was built in a remote location they could control. It's probably much easier than paying for the fees to get the licenses to shoot in the city. But that decision was made. I do think that it also has a little bit of, it helps to set the idea that we are somewhere very foreign. If they had landed in a crappy lake with prune-faced female astronaut at the bottom of the lake, they come across the desert, they see savages, and suddenly they go into downtown Los Angeles, it might have been a very, very different movie from that perspective.
Might have given away the twist.
Is there a twist?
I don't know. I haven't seen the end of this movie yet.
I didn't think so. So anyway, that's the background on it. Before we move on, were you going to say something, Jeff?
I know. I just wanted. I mean, I'm loving. I'm geeking out right now because you guys have got references, and I mean, you know who wrote the book. I mean, it's cool. But I'm gonna bring out a little interweb information as well regarding that shot of the city. It later, and it's hard to find this footage, but later it was used for Fraggle Rock. Just the models.
Okay, now you're. It took me a minute, but I thought, no, I know Jeff.
As usual, I got nothing. Yes, it was an interesting shot. But it's interesting to hear you say that in the book it was a more modern city, because I was trying to figure out, like, at what time, right? If aliens landed on Earth, you know, what time period were they landing in? What time period this was for the apes? Yeah.
And from what I understand, Pierre Boulle was not very happy with the idea of adapting this into a film. He did not believe that it was film worthy. He thought it was a little bit more of a meditation on the human condition. He didn't see the action. And you know, I think in the book, there are things like the harvesting of the humans, the roundup that we see in a cornfield takes place in a different crop. I forget what it is, but corn was readily available. They could grow it pretty fast, so they change it. Those kind of minor changes occurred, but these big major leaps apparently really upset him, as well as if there's a twist in this film, from what I've understood, he didn't like that either. So the man had great success with Bridge on the River Kwai, and he felt, from what I've read, that he felt just because we had that success doesn't mean we need to go here. But I'm not saying Bridge on the River Kwai is not a significant film. It's a great David Lean film. But I do think in the pop culture zeitgeist, this is a much bigger film. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I got off in the weeds about film production there. Sorry about that.
All right. So, you know, I'm not a doctor. I have given a lot of blood in my lifetime, but is this the really best way to do a blood transfer, where you got a needle in the guy's arm and then you stick the tube into it? Wouldn't you put the tube already into it and then stick the needle in his arm?
So it shows us that the apes, while they may have guns, they may have photography, they're incredibly crude when it comes to medicine.
Oh, man. I'm assuming they don't sterilize their instruments. They're not wearing rubber gloves for health reasons, just for themselves. It's not the patient. I mean, you think with those hairy hands, they'd shave them back or something. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, did they do blood typing before it either?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess superhuman hoochie blood from the lady there, it goes across all blood types.
All blood types, yeah. Who knows if they even type them, yeah.
That's the note.
Maybe all the...
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, that's the only note I have. I said, hot chick. I have hot chick blood transfusion. Hope she is his type, right?
Well, so we can't smudge dirt on her. There is a shot where we see a little sprinkle, and actually that may be in subsequent minutes. We'll have sweat on her brow at some point. But they can stick a needle in her arm, and if you look at that, even they did swab her arm. She is clean as shit, so they're at least safe on that end. So we're good there.
Wait, is shit clean?
I'll say that for the next minute.
You just said she's clean as shit.
So we meet a new female chimp. We don't get a name. We know that she's some sort of doctor, but we don't know who she is. So we're now seeing the chimpanzees, and this is our first instance of the chimpanzees. We know there are at least different races of apes. And we hear the one very snarky chimp say the beast has lost a lot of blood.
What
they call it?
What accent is that?
When he's speaking?
Yeah, it's that's the only note that I've got as far as that, because I did listen to that a couple times, and the sentence itself is interesting. This beast has lost a lot of blood. I was just kind of picking up on the different accents. I'm sure they got different parts of this planet, but
well, when you did that voice, it made me think that maybe it's Hannibal Lecter, but it's the makeup.
Okay.
Beast has lost a lot of blood, Clarice.
Nice.
So the humans are beasts. They're hunting raw beasts. These people are doing their dissections, whatever it may be. So we've established multiple species of apes. We've established the humans are beasts. We kind of get that going. And maybe, just maybe, we're meeting one of our main characters besides Taylor at this point when we see our female doctor here.
Mm-hmm. I also like the fact that one of them goes, which one was wearing the strange clothes? And I expected the answer to be, I don't know. They all look alike to me.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
I know.
And we do get a couple of those kind of humorous lines in subsequent minutes. But anyway, that's all I've got for this one, though.
Yeah, me too. How about you, Jeff? You done? The only other note I had that was worth mentioning is I noticed that the tools. I have a note here. Doctor does not have OCD. Tools everywhere. So which goes right back to the blood transfusion thing. I mean, yeah, it just is. I was just like, okay, so he's just kind of got what looked like some partial gardening tools and other various sharp objects there. So.
He does not have a nurse keeping things clean for him. It's almost like, did you ever watch the Soderbergh TV show, The Nick, that was on Showtime? Did either of you ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, it's good. You should watch it.
Okay.
Not for the squeamish, though, because it is we're going to experiment. We're going to show the onset of surgery where they're just slicing people open while they're awake, and it has that same feeling of nasty dirtiness because you look at those tools. Not only is there no OCD, I don't think anybody's cleaned that shit in ages.
Exactly.
And which goes back to what I was saying. Nobody's wearing gloves. They got hairy arms everywhere. They don't give a shit about any kind of sterilization.
Well, I personally, as a human, I have hairy arms, so I'm not wearing rubber gloves on there either. That hurts.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I've given plenty of blood. I've had plenty of echocardiograms and stuff. I'm a hairy person, and that sucks.
Yes, it does. All right, Sean. I think that's all we got.
Yeah, before we, I know we did at the top of the episode, but go ahead and give us your plugs again, Jeff.
Oh, you guys are too kind. It's theotherkindradio.com, theotherkindradio.com. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm going to be following you guys as soon as you start publishing. So, for the people listening, finish this and then go to The Other Kind Radio, because this is good stuff here.
Well, you say that, but because I get to appear on yours from time to time, the thing I'll tell you about Jeff has a great perspective on pop culture, and it's one of the reasons that he and I stayed friends for so long. The man loves the stuff. It's well worth a listen. It's a lot of fun. I have a fun time being on it. You won't be disappointed. And I know most of you that listen to these are willing to listen to more than one a day, so go get it over there. Now, Jeff, a lot of these people will listen to you at 3 times natural speed. So your dulcet tones might sound more like chipmunk tones, but they'll listen to you.
Oh, that's good stuff. But yes, thanks for the plug. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this 8 minute. We want to get our plugs in. Go over to MotA-Minute.com to